Okay, this is the third and final video in the series where we are taking the MachMetric homepage and speed optimizing it. If you recall, we had updated the layout and used a new template and it looked great, but the speed went down. So the last video we talked about some of the improvements that we were doing, and now it's been a few days. Let's take a look at MachMetrics chart and we'll see if we made any effect. And it looks like we did. So here's the poor performing page. We made a few updates and brought it down a little bit, and then I believe it was on the 11th or 12th was when we made some more updates and it brought it down even further. So number of resources is still about the same, but the page size is still going down dramatically, which is great. We still got a little bit more font than I would like, but overall, region to region, desktop to mobile, it looks like everything, ooh, especially Europe, is making a big difference. So I'm happy about that. If we go ahead and look at this entire time span where we started, you can see here's the original page, here's the new page, and then we optimized it, and now we're kind of back at where we were before. So I'm happy with that. We could probably go even faster, but honestly, a sub 1.2 second page load time is pretty good in my opinion. Let's take a look at the resources. Definitely made improvement here. Before we had a bunch that were in the red over here, some taking more than a second to load. Now everything is pretty much in the green or not a huge problem. So that's good. We've got all that low-hanging fruit. And now let's take a look at the actual web page test, the raw data. So here is the most recent run that we did. If you recall, last time what did we focus on? We focused on optimizing the fonts a little bit, removing some fonts that weren't used, and putting all of the static images and CSS and JavaScript on a CDN. So it looks like if we compare this to the previous run before we made the optimizations, boom, yeah, definitely a big difference. Our JavaScript's loading faster. Look at the number of font requests. Those are all fonts right there. And we still got a few, but I think there's 3 less than before. Total resources went down from 29 down to 25. So we are seeing the fruits of our labor, and that's pretty great. As far as the JavaScript, wow, this was almost 700 milliseconds to load that JavaScript file, and now it is only 200. So that's a huge improvement right there. Looking back at the original when we first started this, we've gone quite a way. There was a font that was super long, taking a long time. It was pretty heavy. Some images. I think the first time we did a bunch of image optimization and put I think just one font on a CDN and saw a big difference there. So then that made us want to put more. So you can see the progress over time. Here is the first load. Here is after a few optimizations, and here is after our last set of optimizations. You can kind of keep seeing the timeline shrinking and the number of resources going up, and that's what we want to see. We're at about 1.2, 1.3 total load, and frankly, that's good. We could definitely go further. It looks like we have some blocking scripts up here and style sheets, and we could kind of separate this into what needs to be loaded above the fold and below the fold, and maybe shave off another 200 milliseconds or so there. But honestly, that comes at diminishing returns. Once we start doing that, then it becomes a little bit more effort to develop, and our development, when we want to make changes to pages, are going to be a little bit more difficult. So I'm happy with this, and this just kind of goes to show that small changes, we kind of made a big change, but small changes in your website can happen at any time, and it's good to have something constantly monitoring and checking and giving you the tools you need to make sure your website is out there and loading as fast as possible. Thanks.